Good morning, and this severe weather setup just got a lot more concerning overnight. We are talking large to very large hail, damaging winds, and a real tornado threat beginning just hours from now. Overnight storms already swept through the upper Midwest, but folks, that was just the opening act. Supercells fired across eastern Kansas and southern Minnesota through the night, and storm reports are still coming in. But what is coming this afternoon and tonight is the bigger, far more dangerous chapter of this entire event. And wait, we are not even done after today, because Wednesday brings yet another round. Let's get right into it. Overnight, the Storm Prediction Center had an enhanced risk level 3 out of 5 across the upper Mississippi Valley. Supercells were ongoing across southern Minnesota and central Wisconsin along a warm frontal boundary through the night. If you woke up near Minneapolis, Owatonna, Wausau, Madison, or Green Bay, check for storm damage in your area right now. Hail reports of 2 inches or larger baseball size were confirmed overnight across portions of that corridor. There was also a tornado threat with those overnight supercells. NWS storm reports are still being tallied as we speak. A separate supercell cluster hit eastern Kansas and western Missouri. The Kansas City Metro took the brunt of that activity. If you had damage overnight, report it to your local NWS office. Those reports help forecasters track today's setup. The SPC had a 15% hail probability and 5% tornado probability in place for the Kansas City region. Now, the Southern Plains tried to fire storms along the dry line overnight, but a strong cap held most of them back. But here is the thing that cap breaks down this afternoon, and that is exactly when things get very serious today. Overnight, the Midwest supercells grew upscale into an MCS, a mesoscale convective system, and swept east before sunrise. That MCS moved through southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. 4090 and I-94 were likely very hazardous before dawn. Any leftover shower activity from that overnight system should be winding down across northern Illinois and Indiana right now. But do not let that lull fool you, because what is coming this afternoon is going to be significantly more dangerous. Now let's talk about today, Tuesday, because this is the main event of this entire multi-day severe weather outbreak. The Storm Prediction Center has an enhanced risk in effect today, covering eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, and southern Wisconsin. Over 10 million people are inside this enhanced risk zone, and all hazards are going to be on the table today. Let me walk you through the exact timeline of when and where this thing gets going, starting with early afternoon. By around 2 to 3 p.m. Central, the first storms will fire across eastern Iowa, near Des Moines, Iowa City, and Dubuque. These initial storms will be supercells rotating thunderstorms, capable of very large hail right out of the gate. The Storm Prediction Center is calling for hail up to 2 to 3 inches, that is baseball size or larger. Hail that size will shatter windshields, destroy car roofs, and cause serious injury if you are caught outside. Get your vehicle into a garage right now. You have a few hours. Do not wait until you see storms on radar. If a storm stays discrete, meaning isolated, not clustered with others, the hail threat becomes even more extreme. That is the key uncertainty today. Discrete supercells versus storms clustering into a squall line by this evening. A squall line that is a long band of intense storms moving together shifts the main threat toward damaging straight-line winds. But even in a squall line scenario, embedded tornadoes remain possible, especially near the leading edge of the line. Now, by around 4 to 5 p.m., storm coverage expands east into northern Illinois, Rockford, Janesville, and the Quad Cities. This is also when the low-level jet begins to strengthen, and that is when the tornado threat starts to escalate fast. The low-level jet is essentially a river of fast-moving air at around 5,000 feet above the ground. When that jet kicks in this evening, hodographs, the measure of rotational potential in the atmosphere, will expand significantly. High-resolution models, specifically the HREF ensemble, are showing persistent rotation tracks developing south of the warm front. If any discrete supercell can route itself along or just south of that boundary this evening, that is where I am most concerned. The SPC is explicitly calling for a few tornadoes today, some of them strong, meaning EF2 or higher is on the table. An EF2 tornado carries winds of 113 to 137 miles per hour, enough to destroy a well-built home. By around 6 to 7 p.m., storms push into southern Wisconsin, Janesville, Beloit, Kenosha, and even the Chicago metro area. This is the window I am watching most closely. The evening hours from about 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. are the highest risk period today. Any supercell that stays discrete in that Chicago to Rockford to Madison corridor will have a very elevated tornado threat. And even if storms cluster into a line, that line will produce widespread wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour. That is damaging. By 9 to 10 p.m., the storm threat begins to shift east into Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, and eventually the Detroit metro area. Fort Wayne and Toledo, you are in the overnight window, likely seeing impacts between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Wednesday morning. So if you live anywhere from Iowa to Michigan tonight, have your shelter plan ready well before storms arrive in your area. But wait, the severe weather today does not end in the Midwest, because the Southern Plains has its own separate threat. The dry line this morning sits from eastern Kansas southward through western Oklahoma and toward the Texas Panhandle region. Once that cap breaks, likely between 1 and 3 p.m. Central, isolated supercells will fire along that dry line quickly. By 4 to 5 p.m., we are watching for discrete cells near Wichita Falls, Enid, and north and west of Oklahoma City. Any supercell that fires in this environment will be capable of very large hail and an isolated tornado threat. By 6 to 7 p.m., those plain storms will likely become more clustered, shifting toward a damaging wind and large hail threat. Cities like Wichita, Tulsa, and Oklahoma City watch for hail up to 1 to 2 inches and wind gusts this evening. And then there is also an isolated wind gust threat across parts of southern New England and the mid-Atlantic this afternoon. Now, the severe weather does not end today, because Wednesday brings yet another round that we need to talk about right now. The Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk level 2 of 5 from the southern plains up to southern Wisconsin Wednesday. By Wednesday afternoon, a new dry line setup fires supercells across Kansas as early as 2 to 3 p.m. Central Wednesday. If you live near Salina or Wichita in Kansas, be watching that Wednesday afternoon window closely for large hail and winds. By 5 to 6 p.m. Wednesday, those storms push toward Des Moines and east central Iowa, and the tornado threat picks back up. There is also a storm threat Wednesday near Chicago and northern Indiana, primarily large hail and damaging wind gusts. This Wednesday system will reload the threat across a large area Iowa back through Texas, instability of 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram. The tornado potential Wednesday is lower than today, but it is not zero, especially if any discrete cells survive into the evening. So, to recap, today is the main event, Wednesday is a reload, and there is no real break between these two rounds of severe weather. Alright folks, let me give you the complete threat breakdown by area so you know exactly what to expect and when. Eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin. Enhanced risk today, largest hail, highest tornado threat, 2 p.m. to midnight. Cities like Dubuque, Iowa City, Rockford, Janesville, Beloit, Kenosha. This is your highest risk window tonight, folks. Southern Michigan, Indiana, northern Ohio. Threat arrives overnight, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Fort Wayne, Toledo after 9 p.m. Southern Plains, Wichita Falls, Enid, Wichita, OKC, Tulsa cap breaks this afternoon. Watch for supercells 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And Wednesday, Kansas to Iowa to Illinois, reload watch the 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. window for another round of large hail and tornadoes. Now here is the most important part of this video, what you need to do right now while you still have time this morning. Number 1, get your vehicle into a garage or covered structure. Right now, hail up to 3 inches destroys cars fast. Number 2, download the NWS app or a trusted weather app and turn on tornado and severe thunderstorm warning alerts immediately. Number 3, know your shelter location before storms arrive. Lowest floor, interior room away from all windows. If a tornado warning is issued for your county, do not wait to see it. Do not go outside. Move to shelter immediately. This is a rapidly evolving situation. The next SPC Day 1 Outlook update is expected later this morning with potential changes. I will be posting updated breakdowns throughout the day as new SPC outlooks and high-resolution model data become available. If this video helped you understand what is coming today, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications right now. We need to make sure everyone in the enhanced risk zone sees this information well before storms arrive this afternoon. Once again, Iowa, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, your highest risk window is 2 p.m. through midnight tonight. Southern Plains, your window is 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Michigan and Indiana, you are looking at 9 p.m. through early Wednesday morning. All data and risk levels in this video are sourced directly from NOAA Storm Prediction Center official outlooks, the 14th of April 2026. Stay safe out there, keep watching the sky, and I will see you in the next update today.